Innovation is in our DNA. This is how we expand the limits of knowledge and our technological frontiers for discovering, developing, and producing in various giant oil fields in ultra-deep water, in a complex production operation, confirming our technical capacity and global leadership, all with maximum production efficiency and lower carbon emissions. This is energy for transformation.
Okay, welcome everybody to this OTC live event. My name is Carlos Cunha and I have been working for Petrobras for the last 30 years, mainly in the implementation of new production development projects. Currently, I'm responsible for the coordination of strategic programs at our company related to contracting of new FPSOs and reducing people on board. Today, we will have an exciting presentation about Petrobras program EF100 using technology and asset management to increase offshore operational efficiency. The presentation will be delivered by Mr. Marcelo Rames from Petrobras, and after the presentation, we will have time for some questions and answers. Marcelo Rames is a process engineer with a Master of Science degree of Chemical Engineering from Rio de Janeiro Federal University. He has been working in Petrobras for the last 19 years, taking on positions of technical consultant, engineering support manager, and production asset manager. Currently, he is the general manager for operational efficiency of E&P assets at Petrobras headquarters, where he oversees process optimization and standardization, technologies implementation, and safety compliance at Petrobras production units. He is the man behind Petrobras' strategic program EF100 that will be presented here. Welcome, Marcelo. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Carlos. First of all, I would like to wish to everyone watching us in this OTC Live a good day. And today we're gonna introduce you the new strategic program that we have started in 2021. EF100, where we're going to show what we believe is our path for higher efficiency. We're going to analyze some global context in the oil and gas industry. What is the Petrobras strategy, how it drives EF100 program, what are our goals, the scope of the program, the strategy, and by the end, we're going to present you some of our initiatives and forecast what the program intends to deliver. Here you can see our standard disclaimer since it's a public presentation. Just a few seconds, and I'm going to start the presentation. Well, EF100 we believe is not a standard production program. Normally we see in the industry. We understand EF100 as an enabler program. We perceive EF100 as a conductor of a set of initiatives that we already had in the past, separate in Petrobras, and we integrated all these initiatives in order to achieve better results. EF100 is a program that want to take Petrobras to greater efficiency. Petrobras operates in a very complex environment, such Petrobras faces in the day-by-day operation. Our challenge is make sure that all the procedures, all the activities, all the initiatives we have work together in a rhythmic, harmonic, and synchronicity and orchestrated way. Therefore, to achieve better results in terms of operation, it's very important to ensure the integrity of the units, that we have fully safety compliance with the regulation, achieve our targets in terms of HSE, and all of this deeply supported by innovation culture and the intelligent using of the technology in order to support our growth in terms of efficiency. Looking to the global context in the oil and gas industry, we see that an operational efficiency program need to be built in order to support the challenge in terms of safety, where we expect a reduction of the risk exposure of our teams, improve the risk management, and provide to society more energy available at lower costs and less emissions. All of this is outpushed by a capital discipline, where we always expected short time periods in terms of return of investment and the maximization of our reserves. The Petrobras strategic plan is supported by 5 pillars and 2 processes, as you can see. EF100 scope is developed in order to support some of these pillars, as the return of the capital employed, this constantly search for low costs and high efficiency, and ensure the health, the safety, and the respect for the people and the environment. And all of this can only be achieved if we implement a culture transformation in the company and an intelligent use in an intensive use of digital transformation. We're going to see that EF100 address some of our targets, mainly when you talk about zero leakage, zero fatalities, since we are interested in order to improve our management system to reduce accidents in our operations. So EF100 coordinates a set of 17 initiatives. These initiatives are integrated in order to pursue the achieve of our targets, and searching to apply the best solutions that we can find and we can develop. It's important to note that it's common to say that in order to achieve efficiency, we need to produce. But how to produce more if we don't have integrity, if you don't comply with the regulation, and we don't ensure safety? So that's our pillars of the program. In order to get efficiency, we need to ensure integrity, we need to ensure safety of our operations. And this is deeply supported by integrate management and the intelligent use of technology in order to achieve our goals in terms of efficiency. So what's F100? What's our objectives? Increase the efficiency, but how much? What's the limit? We want to achieve the maximum efficiency whilst we still preserving the value. We need to produce because produce with higher efficiency demands a lot of investment. So we need to get the better efficiency in order to generate value to our stakeholders. The ambition of the program is to put Petrobras above the average of industry in terms of efficiency by 2023, and keep seeking in order for our new projects ongoing. We achieve we stay among the industry leaders by 2027. It's not only efficient, as I said. In order to achieve our ambition, we need always want to keep Petrobras among the three majors in terms of oil spill and leakage. So how EF100 can generate value for Petrobras? Well, increasing the operational efficiency that returns oil in our production, achieving zero oil spill in the future, and this ambition is very important because the respect of the environment is one of our pillars. Elimination of critical non-compliance. Critical non-compliance are related to safety, and ensure safety is a key factor to higher efficiency. We don't have safety, we need to stop the platforms, we need to make more maintenance. If we have safety in our operations, we can achieve a better efficiency. And one important point is the integrity. The asset integrity is a key challenge in order to do that. And the integrity management and the use of technology can support us to increase the productivity of our maintenance and operations. Sometimes we say that, oh, the dreams are sometimes we are dreaming. The dreams are very great, and it's important to do not stay in the comfort zone. It's important that we set our ambitions and our targets in order to move on and achieve better results in our operations. Well, when you look to the Petrobras historical data, we can see that Petrobras has this culture. It's a part of our blood. It's inside of our culture, and you can see these in results. Since we discovered the pre-salt in 2007, we have increased our production 6 times larger than the major in the market, and it shows 23% more production in the last 13-14 years. And how we did that? Pre-salt is the new frontier in the coast of Brazil was a huge challenge for Petrobras, and we achieved that. And today, pre-salt is about 70% of our production, and after 10 years, we have achieved that because a lot of investments in terms of technology and the intensive use of our technical crew, our research center, and our teams in order to develop all these technologies. Where you can see, for example, an intensive development in terms of the risers and technologies to support our production, and the new recovery strategies that we have implemented in pre-salt with re-injection of the CO2 producing, reducing the emissions of greenhouse gases, and first use of water alternating with gas in ultra deep waters. So it's in the culture of Petrobras. The use of our technicians, our knowledge, and challenge us constantly in order to achieve our objectives, our targets. Well, we believe that it's only achievable. These objectives are only achievable if we have an integrated management. We have all the teams together using a holistic approach. These are critical factors for the success of EF100. As I said, sometimes during this presentation, the use of technology, the intelligent use of technology in order to increase our productivity. And it's important that we are increasing each time more the size of our units, the complexity of our units. So it's important to reduce the risk exposure in operations. And a key factor is a strong investments in R&D and I, generating value for our business. These beliefs that have proven, and the market, the industry have been recognizing Petrobras with some awards that we have already received in OTC. So EF100 is one more program of Petrobras that believe that we can achieve in the close future. Well, what involves EF100? What's the magnitude of EF100? We are talking about 95% of our production. It's around more than 2.1 million barrels of oil per day in 5 oil basins, in Libra, Campos Basin, Espírito Santo Basin, Santos, and Búzios. Some of these basins have started producing oil in the past only in the post-salt. Today, we have all of these units already producing in pre-salt, and we have a lot of challenges ahead. And EF100 is our strategic program in order to achieve our targets in terms of efficiency. Well, what we intend to deliver in terms of efficient growth. Comparing with to 2021, we want to achieve in the next 5 years an increase in efficiency in 6.6 percentile points. It's a huge challenge. We have some new projects ongoing, more complex, more production, and we are continuous pursuit to how we can change how we operate the units, and what kind of management process and technology we can use in order to improve our management system and ensure efficient growth. Well, as we are saying, it's not possible to get all these results alone or with a single team. It's a huge integration of Petrobras team and some of our stakeholders and providers in order to support us and permit us to develop this new process and technologies in the future. Well, what's EF100 Initiatives? As I said, we discussed about the importance of integrity management, the compliance, and the safety results in order to achieve operation efficiency. In all of this, support by technology and management. And here we can see our 17 initiatives. I'm going to comment some of them. We can see, for example, legal compliance integration, where we have in Brazil several safety regulations issued by Brazilian regulation agency, ANP. So integrate the compliance with all this regulation in now Petrobras systems is quite a bit complex, and we are working in order to improve the management system to achieve that. Achieve the marine compliance with the Brazilian Navy regulation is another initiative we are working on. Here one important game change. the barrier management. And we talk here about online barrier management, where we have started last year in Búzios to 24 hours a day monitor our safety barriers and identify if we have a fail in our bow tie, in the bow tie, where we can identify if you have reached some limit or you need to make something before we need to stop the production. So ensuring that all the time we have safety in our operations. Búzios 25 is one program to increase efficiency of Búzios oil field. It comprises several of these initiatives integrated in Búzios. Búzios is a huge oil field, so we dedicated one initiative only for Búzios in order to improve this oil field efficiency. And we have another ones, for example, como oil spill prevention, environmental management, and the application of digital twins. It's another game change. We start each time more to use remote and operation and remote inspections, and digital twins permit us to, with the people on shore, we can to work with the people that are offshore without need to take the guys there. We can remotely do all of this. And digital twins, we have the, applications in digital twins in several activities, in maintenance, inspection, operation, marine, and we're going to see in this presentation further some of these applications. Eliva Plus is an anagram for lifting plus, I can say, is our initiative to improve our procedures and new technologies for lifting of the oil and gas, improving process, procedures, and new technology here. We're going to talk about POB0 ahead. I'm going to talk now, but it's our program related to non-attendance, normally unattended facilities. We have one optimization program that implements several applications using AI and advanced process control in order to automatize, how can I say, some activities that our operators in the past need to do manual. So we have automatized several using artificial intelligence. Mooring integrity is a challenge. Petrobras has the major fleet in terms of FPSO, mainly using a spread mooring configuration, and we have a large set of mooring lines to maintain the integrity. It is a challenge for Petrobras, and it's important for efficiency also. If you lose some mooring line, we need to stop. Sometimes we need to stop the production, depending on the situation. So we have one initiative for that. Gas treatment and compression, an important initiative, mainly because pre-salt we have changed a lot our operation plant with new challenge with reinjection of the gas, where we need to achieve up to 600 bar of pressure for reinjection. So huge compressors and the gas treatment to permit this compression is quite complicated. Reliability management, it's another game change. We cannot achieve better efficiency if you do not invest in reliability. It's one of our very important initiatives here. And some initiatives related to topside, subsea, and well integrity. As I said, if we don't have integrity, it's not possible to expect efficiency. So we need to ensure the integrity of all of our installations. And water flow in the water injection, where if I do not inject water, I cannot recover the oil I expected. So we have intense work here in order to assure that we can achieve our targets in terms of water injection. Well, Here we can see, as I said, EF100, we are presented for you in the market now, but we have started work in the beginning of 2021. So we have 1 year job now, and we have already delivered some technologies that I can present here. We have, for example, tank inspection with drones. We are going to talk a little bit about it, but the use of drones is a key factor for the future. We have intense this a lot recently, and for example, the environment inside the vessel tank, it's a very harmful environment, and for a lot of activities we need to put workers to work to prepare, inspect, clean these tanks. When we start to use inspection with drones, we reduce a lot the risk exposure of the works, and we have a lot of good results on that. We have some FPSOs working operating for more than 30 years now, and coating robot, it's very important equipment that we have development, where we got to paint and repair some equipment in the vessel hull and in the vessel tanks using robots. Risk-based inspection on subsea equipment is quite important. Valve monitoring, the digital monitor of saline scale. In pre-sal, it's very important. Pre-sal has high salinity, so we have developed several procedures to improve our management of scale. We have developed some new chemical in order to execute the inhibitor squeeze in our reservoir also. The plant 360, we're gonna see in the next slides. It's quite interesting. We have implemented I can compare with the Google Street View in the platforms, and it have enabled several activities remotely, since we have current images from the platforms. Mooring integrated management system in order to improve our mooring, ensure that we don't have the rupture of mooring lines, and ensure that our systems keep his integrity. And MyBerry, that's one application for monitoring well integrity in our oil fields. Well, it was 2021. In 2022, we had a lot of new challenges. I'm going to talk about some of them. For example, we have evolved in the coating robots, and now we are developing coating robots for difficult area access. What it means? To paint a plan surface, it's easy, if I can say that, but sometimes we have inclinate surface. We have obstacles in the path of the painting, and we have developed a robot that can work in this kind of environment. In the POB0, we are starting to test several mobile robots. We really believe that in the close future, we are going to have extensive use of robots in the offshore platforms in order to make inspections, make some kind of operational procedures, everything executed remotely from shore. Another game changer, I believe, for the oil and gas offshore industry is this application, Haugo 360. What's that? It's corrosion monitoring by image. We are going to see in the video that we're going to present. We have developed a program that can read the images from the plant 360, our Google Street View, and from this we can estimate the corrosion situation of all units. we're going to present this for you. And we have evolved. Now we are constructing the digital twins of our mooring lines, the monitoring of new technologies for monitoring temporary abandonment wells. Another important evolution here is the use of drones for hyzer inspection. We have an intensive use of subsea robots for a long period, and now we are using drones also to monitor our riser balconies and the risers that are outside of the water, and the risk-based inspection for subsea equipment, considering erosion modeling and inspection optimization. And to finish here, our digital twins for flow assurance. Gareschi is flow assurance in Portuguese. And we have built another digital twin for our subsea systems. Well, for all these initiatives, one of the most important for the future is POB0. POB0 is coordinated by Carlos that are helping us today here in the presentation, and it's our vision of the future of the FPSOs. So it's a program that intends to enable several technologies for the future. So we are working on a reliable equipment, fully remote monitored, the remote operation that we already use in several units. We are extending this for, how can I say, furthermore, more remote operations. Each time more brings to shore what we've done in the past offshore. We are implement an increase in our communication. It's quite important for the future that we have enough bandwidth in order to have all this data that we need to connect from shore to offshore. Okay, and what is the ambition? It's important here. The ambition for POB0 is we want to have a project of an unmanaged large size FPSO, pre-salt FPSO, in the next 10 years. And with the objective to reduce the human activities on the platforms and reduce the POB required, the people on board required for our operations. And for that, we are working in better materials and develop of robots and drones, autonomous robots and AUVs, and extensive use of digital twin. And as I said, our Google Street View, the Plan 306, sorry. And it's important. It's interesting to read this. Whether it's a symphony or a coal mine, all work is the act of create and comes from the same source. The capacity to see, connect, and make what it had not been seen, connect, and made before. And this phrase reflects what we are seeking. We are looking for what we have not done before. How we can change, what kind of new procedure, what kind of new technology we can implement in order to achieve our targets. Okay, so as I said, here we have some words that represents what we have in the F100. It's integration, holistic management, agility, intense use of our artificial intelligence, evolving integrity management, reinforce each time more the safety culture. We need to have zero in our safety KPIs. We want zero leakage. We want zero oil spill. We want zero fatality in our activities. And in order to do that, we have a lot of data to work. So the big data here represents that, because it comprises all of our operations. So it's very ambitious to do that. Okay, so EF100 want to use the best-in-class solutions in order to achieve our goals. Okay, I'm gonna show you now this video that represents some of our initiatives. Well, everyone, I don't know if everyone knows about that, but Petrobras sponsor Petrobras Symphony Orchestra. We have listened during the video. Petrobras Symphony Orchestra performing the Coldplay music song, and I would like to thank you, Dave, for the inspiration and some of the images here that we have used in the presentation. I would like to thank you for all Petrobras technicians and managers and all the Petrobras team that are committed to the EF100 program, and also to BP Consulting that is helping us in this program and work with us to develop this live today for you. Thank you.
Well done, Marcelo. Congratulations for this amazing initiative. There were very interesting thoughts highlighted here. And now I'd like to provoke the floor to post questions here to our panelists. We have already some initial questions that I'd like to pose to you. First of all, Marcelo, according to your analysis, what do you think are the largest offenders in terms of production loss nowadays in Petrobras?
It's a good question, Carlos. We have worked a lot for a long period in order to improve our procedures and our activities in terms of gas compression and treatment. But since we started in pre-salt, the pressures in pre-salt and the contamination in the gas, it's a huge challenge. And so I believe that our major source of losses is the gas compression gas process, and we have developed one specific initiative in the F100 to deal with that.
Yes, that's quite clear. And yes, we know that pre-salt systems are very complicated in terms of gas processing and compression.
And the pressure
Uh,
is very high,
Very
600
high,
bar, and quite complicated.
a lot of systems. You're right. Another question here. Uh, can you tell us what Petrobras is doing to improve the integrity of its production units, considering that, as you have mentioned here, Petrobras has a very large fleet with new units, old units as well. Uh, what can you tell us about this subject?
Yeah, it's important. I believe that is the major challenge of the offshore oil and gas industry. Uh, Maintain the integrity of the units in the marine environment is a huge challenge. And we have worked a lot on this, developing new materials, developing new coats. As I said in the POB0, we are developing robots to help us to make some activities easier and fast and with more productivity. And I believe that the digital twins also it's an important enabler where it's difficult to maintain integrity of the unit if we achieve some point in terms of loss of integrity. After as the standards in the host in industry, we know that if we achieve 8% of corrosion in the unit, we start not to work more in terms of painting, but we start to work in mechanical repairing. And the use of digital twins together with new codes, new materials, I believe that can help us to achieve better results in the future in terms of integrity control.
Okay, thank you for the answer. Yes. There is a very interesting question here about robotics. Marcelo, can you please elaborate a bit more on the robotics solutions being developed in order to achieve the amended FPSO in 10 years from now? Autonomous ROVs, UVs, drones, digital twins. What else is Petrobras targeting at? If you can tell us a little bit about the kind of robots that Petrobras plan to test.
Oh yeah, it's a huge answer. It's large. We have a lot of initiatives. Petrobras has an historical that mainly in the subsea. We have developed a lot. We've evolved a lot in terms of the use of robots. For the future, we are looking for robots for almost every operation aboard, since painting, maneuver of valves, readings, keep our digital twins updated, dangerous operation, remote inspection. How can I say? Change how we deal with the whole integrity, mainly inside the tanks. We are developing robots in order to, in the future, we don't need more humans inside the tanks working. The drones for inspection also, it's quite important. And well, we are developing in every we know everyone knows and who likes these issues know that the industry is developing some new robots, and we see this quadruped and some kind that use wheels, and we are testing and we are joining a lot of JPs and working together with another stakeholders in order to develop these new robots to be applied in offshore operations and maintenance.
Yes, surely. robotics area is evolving very quickly in the past, and we expect in the next 2 or 3 years, we think there will be a huge revolution in these fields in
And
terms of
many
operation.
with the improving of communication bandwidth, not only in terms of optic fiber, but also the satellite communications have been improved in the recent past, and it enabled the use of these technologies onshore, and you don't need to be offshore to use this kind of technology in the future.
Okay, thank you. Well, there is another question here from a colleague. I think he's based in Africa, I think, but anyway. It says, I see from your presentation that Petrobras is huge on R&D. Are these technologies locally developed by Petrobras or are they externally developed? In that regard, what are the key collaborations? Maybe this is a little bit more difficult to mention all of them here, but
Yeah,
please,
sure.
what can you share with us?
Well, Petrobras invests a lot in R&D. We have the major research center in Latin America, the SEMPS. It's composed by Petrobras technicians, and we developed several technologies for our operations. For sure, we will work integrated with Brazilian universities, another university in the world, with our stakeholders and service suppliers in order to achieve what you want for the future. But for sure, we develop a lot of technology here in Petrobras. Sometimes we use our partners in order to build the machines, but the concepts and a lot of the strategies in terms of technology that we got in the past, in the recent past, are developed by Petrobras Research Center.
Okay, very good. Uh, let's see if you can help us with this question as well. Can you share with us which software tools Petrobras uses for the asset integrity management?
Well, we are evolving now for a long period. We have our maintenance system, or our maintenance system integrating SAP, and now we are migrating to do it. In the next months, we are going to implement SAP for HANA, and we are also implementing the IAM, Integrate Asset Management system from SAP also. And to get this is the central management system. All the data is there, and we have several softwares that we work together. As an example, we start to use the digital twins together in order to integrate and make it easier to deal with this big data.
Perfect. Very, very good. Well, while we wait for some more questions, I will take this time to give an important warning. I think I'd like to remark that on OTC Houston this year, there will be a special session about normally unattended facility, and Petrobras will present our POB0 program there, and I invite everybody to watch this special session as well. Let me see if you have another question here. I think there's one here a little bit out of the subject. Come on, guys, we have time for a couple of questions yet. Don't be shy. Let's take profit that Marcelo is here. He's a guy who has an extensive experience in Petrobras and is coordinating this fantastic program. So I think it's a good time for us to make a deeper insight on those points. Uh,
There's one question here, Carlos. I can read also. I believe
mhm.
about the energy transition and talk about a
Okay.
little bit about it. I believe we can comment a little bit. We have published our strategic plan recently, and there we show that we created a special resource in order to search profitable diversification in our business. With the main scope is in renewable technologies. So we reinforce that Petrobras is working a lot to reduce our emissions. We have a strong, how can I say, strong targets to achieve on that, and we keep searching new frontiers in terms of renewables to work, since it's profitable for our business.
Okay, there are a couple of questions here about digital twins. I think I can merge them. One is to talk a little bit more about digital twins, and another one is more specific. They are asking if we can apply digital twins in older units as well as in new units. If we have any limitations to make a digital twin on an old platform. And I think you can also explore a little bit about the different uses that we are taking profit of digital twins. We have already mentioned in your presentation the use of digital twin to monitor corrosion and making digital twins for mooring and so on. So if you can explore a little bit more about the subject, I think it would be great.
No, it's okay. I'm gonna focus. I'm gonna choose one of them that I believe that's comfortable for me. This is integrity management, and when we see the investments we are doing in digital twin in this area, it's quite interesting, guys, because some of the technologies we develop, we know that it can help us a lot for some activities, but after they are deployed, we discover each time more new applications for that. When you look for example, the Plan 360, our Google Street View, the platforms, it's quite impressive. We start this up in the beginning to have information from the platforms. I can walk in the platform if I need to plan some kind of maintenance. I can go directly to Google Street. I don't need to go to the offshore. I go to the Google Street View. I can plan, check distance, and assure that I have all set before the maintenance is going to be executed offshore. But for example, after we deploy that, we verify that it's possible to do some kind of how can I say, safety inspections. I can walk in the platform and make safety inspections, check if the housekeeping of the unit is okay. We can use also to verify the status in terms of degradation, corrosion of the unit, everything remotely. We have worked together, and we have some tests already executed with remote inspections, where I have one technician offshore working inside of a process vessel, and a set of technicians onshore watching all the image online, and how can I say, managing the inspection, and say to the guys working offshore, no, please take the picture more to the right, more to the left, and we get better information to improve our maintenance system. So what I believe, Carlos, I believe that we are just starting on that. The first question asks if we can use in old platforms. For sure, we can use. In the last year, we have implemented more than a dozen platforms, not only in pre-salt, but we have also all the units already inside the system. We have also implemented this good if you including now some of our maintenance units. Petrobras sometimes contract offshore maintenance units, and we have also this system implemented in these units, so you can use this for a lot of operation. I believe that we are gonna discover the potential of the digital twins each time more we use that, and the sky is the limit, guys. It's incredible what this kind of technology enable for us.
Perfect. Well, we have some more questions here. People, well done, guys. Can you tell us, Marcelo, what Petrobras is doing regarding to process optimization and knowledge management to assure continuous improvement?
It's interesting. In terms of process optimization, I believe that we have developed several. I'm a process engineer, so I have worked a lot with that in the beginning of my career. But and we developed several technologies, and we implement and we see advances. For example, for automatize the startup of wells, gas lift operations, and automatize the operation of pumps, compressors, in order to ensure better results in this equipment. And I believe that the new frontier now is the more intensive use of artificial intelligence in order to monitor the systems, generate data, and inform people where the human can't see a problem. The machine can identify patterns and advise us very, very early as we could know, and avoid future shutdowns and avoid safety issues, because we are more intelligent way we are monitoring the system. And what else about the
This one was about process
knowledge management? It's important that Petrobras has worked a lot on that. We have several systems inside Petrobras where we integrated these solutions. Where Petrobras is very big, we have operations in all Brazil, and it's not easy to share all this information and ensure that each operational unit are executing the more recent standard and implement everything in all units at the same time with the best-in-class solutions. And I believe the EF100 is one point of this. Why we decided to integrate all the set of these initiatives in one strategic program. It's because it's knowledge management. When we manage all of this together, we can easily identify opportunities. How can I say? I forgot the word in English, but the mix of the mixture of the initiatives, where one initiative can get solutions that could be implemented in another initiative. And that's the reason why we created the EF100. It's to integrate all the initiatives, put everyone together in the day-by-day operations, and ensure that we have all this knowledge applied in Petrobras.
Okay. There are a couple of questions here more related to POB0. I can try to answer them very quickly because we are at the end of the session.
You are the man.
Do you use automated robotized tools for thickness inspection? We are testing drones to make thickness measurements with some good results already, but we will need to upgrade the tools. To achieve an unmanned pre-salt FPSOs, will you consider full electrification with power from shore? Yes, this is one of the options. We have others, such as use of a power hub or import energy from the grid of existing FPSOs. Well, guys, sorry, but we are already at the end of the time reserved for the live. I hope you all have enjoyed the live, and I would like to close the session thanking the people from SPE who supported this event, and Marcelo Rames for the time he spent in to prepare this fantastic presentation that was shared with us. Goodbye to you all, and stay safe.
Thank you, guys.